Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the Wooddale Library. We're so excited to be greeting Mother's Day with our teacup. I know everybody has done this before, but it's still awfully cute. And how can you go wrong? I think every mom would want one of these. So we have our cute little teacup with saucer. And in it, I have 1/8, actually 1/8 I measured of the brick of foam that we usually use, the wet floral foam. And as you know, we pre-soak that in the sink. Let it set down. I cut it to fit, and it fits so nice and tight I didn't tape them down. This way then, afterwards, you won't have that residual adhesive stuck on here. I didn't want that to happen. So yeah, it's nice and tight. Should make it home fine. So when you are done with your floral arrangement, you're just going to want to take your saucer, your cup over to the faucet and fill it up and just let it fill. Because they are small, it's going to drink water fast, so you may want to just go get a little cup of water every morning. And then you got the saucer to protect for any drippage, which is nice. All right, so you got your bouquets of flowers, and we have our usual leather leaf. And we have one of my favorites, the Ilse spray roses. That's their name, Ilse. Spray roses meaning multiple heads on one stem. These are going to open beautifully, nice and big. And then you should also have a couple stems of miniature carnations. I have just the pink. I think I have a few other colors coming out here. And then, of course, we have our Excellence variety of baby's breath. Okay, so we're just going to make a little roundy-moundy kind of arrangement here today using the leather leaf. And I have 3 stems, and it's probably even more than I'll need. So here's a really big one. We'll start with that. I'm going to start by just taking these big pieces off the sides, working my way up all the way to about here, and then I'll just take that tip like so, and not use this, but we got a little assortment here. Now these first ones I took off are too big, so actually you might want, if you have a big one like this, just cut it in half about so big, right above another leaf, so you don't have that sticking out, that stem. And I do notice a little bit of spores happening on the back of the leaves. Those are their seeds, like for ferns, just saying. They're not bugs. So yeah, you could probably take some of those big guys and cut them in half and get a little further on that. So here one more time, we'll just take these little side greens off, working from the bottom up on this one this time. I see my tip is broken, so I'm just going to pinch that off and clean it up. Let's see, I think I'll do this, and that'll do it. All right, well, I'm just going to go ahead with what I have here. I can always cut up that last one if I need it. So I'm just going to pick out a couple nice tips here. This is good, nothing too big, about 3 to 5 at the most inches. Stripping off any bottom leaves that are going to go into the foam. Nice clean stem with a clean cut on the end, not raggedy or anything. So those are just going to go in the top, right in the middle, doing a little dance together. That's just our height right there, so nothing too big. The greens are the backdrop to the flowers, so don't go crazy making a big bush here. So we're going to start by, just to give you going, horizontally. We'll start with those 4 sides. Again, stripping off any leaves right into the edge of the dish here, of the cup, and to the side of the foam. And I just usually start with those 4 sides just to kind of give you a guide. Here again, I'm going to strip those leaves. And there we go. So you can see the beginnings. We got our 4 sides, 2 on top, and now we can just start filling in the blanks. So if they're too big, just cut them down a little bit, but I want you to do some on the corners. And again, this is too big. I'm going to cut these in half. Tiny is good on this one. More sides right on the edge of the dish. I would like to see it all the way down to the edge of the cup so you're not going to see that foam when you're done. Cut this in half again. Anybody who's broken or funny, you can just pinch those off. I guess he's okay. I'm going to keep going. And you can stick some in sideways. Some can go straight in. You can even use little double guys like that. So I'm just kind of filling in all over. They can go in different directions to kind of give it a little more interest. Again, another short one. So you still want to see the foam, but we're just greening up here. So let's give you a nice base for those flowers. Okay, so we just kind of green up like so. You can still see I have some gaps in there, but you got that shape of a round on all sides. It's got a little roundy. I think I might just stick a couple more in for a little more fullness. Pinching off any leaves. I use my thumb as my tool a lot. Fingernail. But as long as you have a nice clean cut, that works. And the leather leaf is pretty easy to bend and cut, so you can use your fingernail if you want. But nice clean cut. So you're pretty full like that. That's about as good as it's gonna get. Okay? Nothing too huge. All right, so then we're gonna go ahead and use these miniature Ilse roses, the spray roses. And we're just cutting off each rose right at the main stem. So I can start with the longest stem possible. We'll do both of them. I only have 6 here. So there's plenty because these do open pretty large, which is nice. So of all these 6 here, I'm going to look for my tallest one, which they're all pretty much the same. And beware, they do have a little bit of thorn on them, especially the main stem. You might find a couple thorns. These little guys, they have minute thorns. You can't even feel them, but they are there if you looked closely. Put on your reading glasses. So we're going to start with sticking one in the middle, just smack dab right in the middle. There you go. And then we'll do a couple more right along the edge, just like we did with those first pieces of leather leaf. So we'll go 1, 2, and I have, see how this has got a little curved stem to it? I'm going to have that look up at you instead of looking down at the table. And we'll just go ahead and do all 4 sides again. The short ones work perfect up on the edges here, because you really don't need far to go. And then my last couple, I'm just going to stick those in between my top and my sides, one on each side. And these will open almost this big when you're done. So you will see a lot more fullness as it goes here. And once they're warm, with the warm air, they do open a lot quicker too. So if you want to keep them longer, keep them cool. That's the key. So carnations, I have a few loose guys here. Here too, just cutting them off right at the main stem. So I have more flowers, and these two, look at, they're pretty short. I'm just going to leave them together. So I got a little height, but they have a nice little line to them, nice clean cut. Do the angle cut for a little more surface area. So since this one has that point to it, I'm going to use him with my height and just sort of sneak him in between my tall one down, like a little step down. I'm using these buds too. I like the little green buds, or any buds that are showing color, I'll use all of them. It makes a nice difference in flower stages, which looks nice, more natural looking. So I'm kind of just tucking these little carnations in between the roses. And you can do some on the low end, some on the side. This guy's too long, we'll cut him down a little bit. And even like this guy, he should maybe even open a little bit. It's a girl, she's not. It doesn't matter. Always cutting, see that little knob? I don't like to cut right underneath it, then I have a bigger hole. So I would either cut below it or above it. And in this case, I'm going above it because I need a short one. So that's about it on those flowers. As you can see, I have a nice round shape. I did bring some down all the way to the edge. So they're right up to the edge of that dish. In fact, I'm just going to go in a little bit more. I want you in. I kind of like them at different levels too. It looks kind of interesting when some are sunk in a little bit more than others. But I'm pretty round here, as you can see. And just as you're going, just turn it and work. Pretty simple. All right, then we have our baby's breath. Big baby's breath here. So here you go. We're just going to actually use little tufts of this. So I'm going to take these little pieces off, and even like this big one, if you need more, you can actually just take out the centerpiece and leave 2 together. Okay, so you can continue by just taking off these little nubs off the side. So I'll probably leave like this guy together. I do need a tall one to kind of sneak in with the height of the center flower. So basically these little tufts fit real nice, and make sure they have a nice clean cut. And if they're broken at all, you're going to have to struggle with trying to get them into the foam. So try not to use a broken stem, but you're just going to start probably more towards the top and work your way to the sides. That's what works for me. I like to take a taller ones towards the center and just slowly work your way down. So now I thought this one might be good. It's a little too tall. I'm going to use that a little shorter on the sides. I'm just kind of filling in all the blanks now with the baby's breath. just keep going. And you can go baby's breath crazy, because I know everybody loves that stuff. So really we're just using the little tufts. I find that these pieces are the best size, or this would probably be your biggest size. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut all my baby's breath here into littler segments. And it's ready to go. So I'll start sticking them in. And the baby's breath can come out of the flowers a little bit, but it's just a big poof. Which everybody likes that. And as you can see, I'm just turning as I go. Get a good spot here for you. Keep working all the way. Just, it'll come apart. Just gently, it'll come apart. We like to hang out together. Okay, let's see, who needs a spot? Here we go. I think I almost used all of it. I did. Perfect. There's our Mother's Day kitty cup. So cute. Let me fix you. The baby's breath is movable. You can open the fluffs a little bit. And we got my little teacup. So cute. I think your mom would love this. So you could easily reproduce this one. If you had some teacups at home besides the one you're getting today, you know, your grandma stuff or whatever, go make a bunch of these for all your friend moms, your mom friends. And like leave them at everybody's door. Isn't that sweet? All right, that's it. I hope you guys enjoy your Mother's Day. Get some rest, relaxation. I'll be working. But and happy Mother's Day to everybody. Thanks for coming. See you soon.